It is the
How
natural.
you doing, my brother?
Listen, welcome
Good.
to talkSPORT, my friend. It's always good to speak to you. Always good to see you, especially when you're fighting in Brazil. Again, we're back. But if I'm not mistaken, in your professional career, lots of appearances in Sao Paulo, not one in Rio de
Yeah,
Janeiro as of yet, my friend. You must be extremely
yeah,
excited.
yeah. It's my first time fighting in Rio. The Mecca of MMA in Brazil. So I'm very happy, very grateful to be in this opportunity. A pay-per-view card, a main card. So everything is coming up to a great performance for me.
The For people that don't know too much about your story, obviously they know that you're an elite mixed martial artist and they know that you're making your way in the UFC. But it could have been so different, Caio. We could have been a maths teacher, man.
Yeah.
We could have been teaching chemistry or something like that, couldn't we? Eh?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I was math teacher and chemistry teacher. That's why right now I'm the fighting nerd.
I mean, when you think back to the decision of coming out of school and really pursuing MMA, that must have been a bit of a difficult time because I'm sure the family would have been thinking, "Hey, the guy's going down this road," but then you
Yeah,
decide to go down
exactly.
a different path.
Yeah, actually they let me do it, but like they were like, "Oh, okay, he not gonna last like 3 months on this. He gonna go back." Because I had to leave my hometown. When I did it. I need to do the choice. I need to choose what I was gonna do in my life. I was always an athlete. I was a judo athlete since I was little, so I've been competing judo my whole youth. Since I was like 18, 19. Then I started jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and then MMA, and then fall in love in the sport. But side on that, I was doing chemistry university. So I was teaching chemistry, teaching math too. But after 3 years on this world, like on this university world, it just came up the opportunity to go to São Paulo to train with the Maya and pursue my dream on the MMA. So I had to make a decision, and here we are.
What was that like the first time that you tried MMA? Because like you said, what you were doing judo from six. I think did you try? Was it like late 18, 19 when MMA came into your life?
Yeah, around 1920, because
Okay.
I was doing only judo. Then I lost a competition by armbar, and then my
Wow.
coach, my sensei, came to me and said, "Oh, you're only gonna train judo if you train jiu-jitsu." At first, I hated to train jiu-jitsu, but as soon as I started, I just kind of started to pick it up with the pace, pick it up, kind of liking, and then I started Muay Thai. Then I fell in love, and I was like, man. And then I did my first kickboxing fight, amateur kickboxing fight, and then I knocked the guy out in the second round, and I was like, man, this is the best feeling in the world. I want to feel this for the rest of my life. So I think I'm gonna do it for a living. Now being UFC champion will be my dream, and that's what I'm pursuing since then.
Mate, well, it's going really well. Obviously, we're five undefeated in the UFC. Um, but it feels like you've been bubbling under that radar. You know what I mean? There's been other guys in the division, and there's been a change of hands at the top of the division where everybody's talking about Dricus, they're talking about Sean, they're talking about Izzy, but you've just been steadily going about your business. This one at the weekend feels like one of those moments where you can announce yourself, where you can say, "Hey, yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah,
I'm the guy."
yeah, that's exactly how I think about this fight, because Paul Craig faced a lot of tough guys from other division. So I think it's a great opportunity to show my work to everyone against a guy that faced a lot of top guys. So I think this will make my career even bigger, my name even bigger in the scenario. And I think people actually going to start realize how tough I am, how durable I am, how consistent I am, and I just need to go there and prove that by knocking Paul Cray out.
What do you make of the middleweight division as you look around it?
What do I make? Like, what do I
Yeah,
think
what
about
do you
them?
think of it when you think of the other guys that are in that top
Yeah, yeah.
10? What do you think of the division?
Yeah, I think it's one of the hardest division in the UFC, together with the 155 division. I think the
Mm,
middleweight is one of the hardest divisions to be in because we have a lot of top guys. We have a lot of, I think, four champions are on top five, four
yeah.
former champions and Dreykus and all these guys coming up. We have Brandon Allen that is coming up for 8 straight victories. So I think it's a very competitive division, and this excites me even more, because I need to. I gotta test myself against these top guys and see where I am, you know. But I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that I'm on the level of them, you know. They just need to hear a little bit more about my name.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no better start than Paul Craig. As you said, he has been in with some of the very best. He's got some good wins, especially against champions that have been at light heavyweight. So if you can get a win against him, then all of a sudden it's like, well, hang on a minute. It's time to play out in the
Yeah,
middleweight division.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And my record against a former light heavyweight or against a light heavyweight is very good, right? Because on the contender series, my second fight was on light heavyweight on 19 days notice,
Yeah.
and
And you
I
knocked the
knocked the
guy
guy
out in
out.
the
I
second one.
knocked the guy
Yeah,
out in the
exactly.
first round, you know. So, and then my previous fight in UFC was against Olekchuk, you know, Michał Oleksiejczuk.
Yeah.
He was a top 15 in the light heavyweight division, and I finished him, you know. So now another guy from light heavyweight division, and you guys know what's gonna happen. We're gonna KO him.
Well, you're saying that, but everybody assumes because of the way that you fight, you're striking, you're striker heavy, but you're jiu-jitsu, my man, and you're grappling. There's black belts all over the place with this guy. You know, he's got black belts everywhere. Wherever this fight goes, you're incredibly well-rounded. So are you envisaging a KO, or are you just envisaging some form of finish with the way that Paul also fights?
No, I'm envisioning the KO. You know, I think I know I'm a fighting nerd, so I fight in a strategic way. You know, and I think the smartest way to win this fight is by stay this fighting standing and knock him out. I think is what makes more sense, and not just my ego wants to KO him. You know, it's just that's the way the fight makes sense the most for me. You know, to end the fight like doing a KO on him. You know, that's what makes sense for me as a fighting nerd.
Final one from me, Caio, because I know that you're pressed for other interviews. What's it like for you, one, being on this card, but more importantly, being on this card with the king of Rio himself, Jose Aldo, in front of all those fans? It's going to be some atmosphere in the arena.
Man, this inspires me a lot because before I started MMA, actually, I was seeing Aldo kicking ass in the UFC already, you know? So it's inspiring me a lot. The energy is even bigger, you know. I'm very happy to be in the same card as him. I'm very honored, you know, very grateful for God to pick me to be in this position. And I can't wait. I can't wait to feel his energy. I can't wait to be warming up in the same locker room than him, you know, feeling this energy and put my performance like 10 times better than the last fight, you know. That's what I think the most.
My man, listen, thank you so much for giving me a little bit of time in this fight week. Have a safe cut, safe week. Enjoy it. Enjoy the love of the Brazilian people. And I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.
Thank you so much, Adam. God bless you, brother.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.